All right, then, back at it again with some predictions. This time we head into week 6. Week 6 is here, and we're about to get this underway. First week of the season with bye teams, so there's some that aren't going to be predicted this week, as obviously they're not playing football this week. So here we go. Starting off Thursday, we got the Commanders taking on the Bears because I don't know why, but that's a primetime game. I'm actually going to go with Washington with this pick. I think that Washington, I know the Bears are probably going to be favored here, but Washington has a decent defense, and they're going against probably the worst offense in the whole league. So, yeah, that will definitely benefit Washington a lot, and I think that's going to help them get their first win since week 1. Next up, we have the New York Jets taking on the Packers. Not in London this time, but this will be a close game, believe it or not, but I believe that the Packers won't fall to the other New York team and that they will win against the Jets. Next up, we got the Patriots versus the Browns. The Patriots coming off of a shutout victory against the Lions, but they will not beat the Browns, I don't believe. The Browns may look bad right now. Actually, did they win this week? I can't even remember if they did. No, they didn't. But the Browns, they will beat the Patriots, though. They're playing a third-string quarterback with Myles Garrett. So, yeah, that will probably result in a Browns win. Next up, we have the Ravens and the Giants. I'm going to go with Baltimore here. I feel like that's the safe pick, even though the Giants, I wanted to pick the Giants with this pick, but it's just I didn't want to risk it. I think that the Ravens pull away with the win. Even though Lamar, who knows, at this time next year, he could be a Giant. Next up, we have the 49ers and the Falcons. I'm going to go with the 49ers for this one, even though the Falcons, they don't look as bad as I thought they were going to be. Like, they almost beat the Buccaneers, which is pretty impressive. They almost beat the Buccaneers on the road. But yeah, I don't believe that they will beat the 49ers. Next up, we have the Vikings taking on the Dolphins. This one will be a Vikings victory. The Dolphins have a third-string quarterback with a leaky O-line, and I'm pretty sure Tyreek Hill's hurt too. So yeah, that is not going to help Miami at all. So yeah, Minnesota moves up to 5-1. Next up, we have the Bengals taking on the Saints. This will be a Bengals victory, in my opinion, because the Bengals, they honestly have a pretty good defense, even though their secondary could use some help still. And the Saints, they have Andy Dalton. So yeah, I don't see them winning. And I think Olave is out for a little bit too. So that'll definitely hurt the Saints. Next up, we have Jacksonville versus Indy. Screw it. I'm going with Jacksonville again. I think that Jacksonville isn't the same team they were last year. I know I say this every week, but I think that Jacksonville gets the win over the Colts. I don't think it'll be a shutout again because they're not playing at home, but I still think that they beat the Colts, even though they're on the road. Next up, we have the Buccaneers and the Steelers. Sorry, Steelers fans, but I have you getting blown out again. I have you getting absolutely destroyed for the second consecutive week. It's just that I feel bad for you guys. You have a very unfortunate schedule. Next up, we have the Panthers taking on the Rams. It's the first game with Matt Rule not as the head coach for the Panthers since 2019, I believe. but I don't believe it will be a win. I think that the Rams will get the win. I mean, it's hard for Steve Wilks to come in and be a head coach or a good head coach when you're playing against Cooper Kupp in your first week as a head coach. And also, I'm pretty sure P.J. Walker is the projected starter for next week, so yeah. Not looking good. Next up, we have the Bills versus the Chiefs. This is definitely the game I'm looking most forward to. It's the game that knocked the Bills out of the playoffs the past 2 years. And I believe that they will get their revenge this week. I think that the Bills take down the Chiefs. The Chiefs almost lost to the Raiders, who are 1-4. And the Bills honestly look like the most dominant team in the league, as they were projected to be. So yeah, Chiefs don't get another win over Josh Allen, even though it's in Arrowhead. Next up, we have the Cardinals taking on the Seahawks. I'm actually going to go with an upset here. Seahawks win over the Cardinals. Geno Smith, he's not a bad QB. Yeah, they lost to Andy Dalton this past weekend, but that was on the road. They're playing at home against a division rival this week. It's going to be a lot easier for them to get the win. I mean, I'm not saying Geno Smith is elite. I'm just saying that he's definitely exceeding my expectations. And Arizona, this is going to be a really bad loss for you guys. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys versus the Eagles. All right, so we have 2 undefeated quarterbacks. The last 2 undefeated quarterbacks in the league going against each other on Sunday night. But I believe that the one to escape as the only undefeated quarterback in the league after this week is Jalen Hurts. I don't see Cooper Rush looks great, but I don't see him beating the Eagles because the Eagles have probably the best defense in the entire league. And yeah, Jalen Hurts is going to be the only undefeated quarterback in the league after this week. And now, Monday night, we got the Broncos taking on the Chargers. I don't know why for the second consecutive week we have an AFC West matchup on Monday night, but I believe this will be a Chargers victory. Both LA teams win, and both of them win at home. So, yeah. And for the reason why I think the Broncos are going to lose, Hackett is terrible. That's the reason why I think they're going to lose. I think that the Chargers... Yeah, Brandon Staley's not great either, but the Chargers don't at least have Hackett. And here are the 4 bye teams this week. Detroit, Houston, Las Vegas, and Tennessee. They will all not play this week because they have byes in Week 6. Alright, so those are my official Week 6 NFL predictions. Leave a comment if you agree or if you would change anything. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.